Okay, I think I left it idle long enough, so I guess we can start with the experimenting now. Oops. Okay, so what's going to happen now is that currently I have no shaders on. Um, there is this CRT shader. Oh wait, I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Um, Wait, did the image go? Okay, okay, it's back. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go on shaders and turn on the filter and see what different it makes at least on this game. Um, I need to load it, right? Okay, so I have this shader I got from Retro Crisis. I think it's somewhere here. Yeah, and there is this preset made specifically for the Mega Drive. I usually use this one. Or yeah. Okay. Now the game looks more or less like it would on a CRT. And what's pretty cool about this is that some effects, especially ones related to transparency, are gonna look more accurate because very often on these consoles they use techniques like dithering in order to get translucent structures, but when you have the image raw, like usually see on emulators, then you're just gonna be a bunch of bars. And these shaders try to remedy that, so I guess I'll just play some of this game and then I'll move to something else because Sonic 1 Sonic 1 is a very popular example of what I just explained. The ever so iconic waterfalls, so I'll try to reach one. Uh, I'm not exactly sure what results it's giving on the capture, but hopefully on the stream you see what I'm able to see. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna turn the shader off momentarily just to let you guys see the difference. So default image is this. You can see that the waterfall the waterfall is like built off a different stripes, like it's just a bunch of vertical lines. You can't really see very well what's behind it. But when I turn the shader back on, all the vertical lines end up merging together, and you can more clearly see what's behind the waterfall, like the bushes and the mountains, which is very cool. It's not something that these shaders can do very easily without the image looking a bit too blurry, but I think this is a very satisfying middle ground, personally. Okay, let's see what the special stages look like. Because I did know this. I do know that in special stages some of the objects also use transparency, so I'll try to weaken it first. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think those uh those peppermint looking spheres are also something that are like subject to. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can see that by default uh those red and white objects are like there are dots in between them, and when I turn on the CRT shader, it's gonna blend in. All of it is gonna blend in, which is really cool. It's a really convincing effect of transparency. I didn't notice that until, well, just now, while the game was still in demo mode. Oh, okay, I'll still play some more of Green Hill, and then I'll move on to another game. I already have a bunch of Genesis games installed, but I will also try out some other systems. Okay. Mm. This looks very, very convincing. Like, Retroarch definitely made a great job trying to setting all of this up, because there are a lot of CRT options, but not all of them are gonna give you the options that make it look like kind of any CRT. There is also the fact that some shaders are more demanding on the hardware than others. I'm not sure if this is one of them, because I usually, even demanding shaders like CRT Royal, I can usually run without many issues. Okay. Sonic has passed. I wonder if there is a stage later on in the game I should maybe skip to showcase something. I am kind of blending. Maybe Labyrinth Zone could be interesting just to see how the underwater area looks like. That said, I don't really remember what the level set code is for the game. I'm also very curious about Sonic 3, because I feel like the sprites in that game and their details are made so they pop out even better with the CRT presets. So I think that's the next game I'm gonna try out. Okay, let's see. Okay, good, dodge all of that. I don't think there is anything in particular to showcase on the boss. Let's see if there is anything notable. I guess on Echo's machine you can see a bunch of little pixels, and when I turn this back on, it all blends in together beautifully. Okay. Okay. Uh, Let me make a final check. Alright. Well, I guess with this, I'm I think I might be ready to move on to another game. So I'm just gonna save this. I said I was gonna try Sonic 3 next, so yeah. Okay, so with the shader on, it looks like this, and when I turn it off, what does it usually look like? Oh yeah, it gives out a very either image on Sonic. So when it's on, all the pixels blending together, and it gives out a better image. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see what it looks like in game. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like when the shader is on. What happens when it's off? Hmm. Okay, just try to compare briefly. Okay, so see what you expect. The details are a little blurrier, but they blend in together much better. So while it is a little harder to make to teleport the finer details, all blends in together. Like I guess there are less distracting attributes to the image. I'm not sure if the special stages have anything of note. Let me see actually. Let me turn it off for a moment. Mm, yeah, I'm not sure if I don't think there is anything to note here that might be improved. At least not on this first stage. Okay, turn it back on. Maybe the sprites on the character actually look a little better. I wasn't paying attention to them. Uh, my attention was more on the stage itself. Okay. The YouTube compression makes it a little harder. Oh, by the way, hello. Oh, people are starting to show up. That's nice. Hello to both of you. Yeah, I imagine that there is the inherent streaming compression that makes it a little harder to tell the difference. And there's also the fact that I feel like in this game so far, um, I haven't seen more obvious examples of how this could be improved. I don't know if you guys were here when I was trying Sonic 1, but in Sonic 1 there were some examples like obviously the waterfalls where you can more clearly see uh, what I was trying to convey. Also, I did keep in mind about Super Mario All-Stars. I'm gonna be trying that game out next. I'll try to reach the boss because uh possibly. Wait, actually, does this machine use the ring for the shading? Let me see. Yes, it does use the ring, so you can see that there's like those pixel grids on the base. And when I turn this back on, uh, wait. Yeah, they all blend in together. Okay. Oops. Okay. Alright, I don't know exactly if there is something else like... Actually, this game also does have waterfalls. This stage in particular, so I'm gonna see if... I didn't mean to enter that, so I'll fill on purpose. I'll see if the waterfalls in this game also use the same technique that Green Hill does, and see if it blends in correctly. Okay, that's one of the waterfalls, but you can still see the lines, so I guess not. Like I said earlier, a risk of using these shaders is that the image might become too blurry. So it's very important that these presets meet a good middle ground between accuracy and... Wait, what's this? I'll see if there is any notable difference here. So... shader off for now. And... I guess the glass at the center of this bonus stage also uses dithering. So let's see. Let's try to compare. Yeah, it does look a little more translucent. Okay, I think I've seen everything here. Okay, I'll try... Oh, what was going on with an enemy? I'll try comparing the waterfalls at the end of this stage one last time. I know there is one coming up. Okay. Let's see how it compares when it's off. I guess when it's off, there is more empty space in between you can see, but not by much. I wouldn't say the difference is as obvious as Green Hill and its waterfalls. Okay. Since I'll do the testing for this game, so I'll move on to Super Mario All Stars. Actually, I don't remember if I have All Stars lying around, so give me a second. I'll make a quick check. I also have to switch to a different controller because I use I need to be doing 30 for Genesis games, but but for Super Nintendo I'm just gonna use the Xbox controller. I just need to get it up. Okay. Oh, I think I unplugged my headset by mistake. Okay. Let me see. Super Mario All Stars. Um, oh wait, I just noticed I don't even have the Super Nintendo Core installed. Okay, I'll take care of that real quick. Uh, Download and then okay, and then I go here. Um, okay, I think it should be set now. So, o- okay, let's see. This is the first time I try this with a Super Nintendo game, so I don't really know what type of result it's gonna give. Uh, the nice thing about the Retro Crisis shaders is that you can find presets for each console. So Retro Crisis, the one I had enabled earlier was this one, Mega Drive Clean, and for Super Nintendo I do the equivalent, this one. So let's see what is. Oh, I can already see on the Nintendo logo it's looking a little more detailed. The details have been much more. Okay, this looks very good. Let me just turn it up to see how it compares. Okay, yeah, by default it looks like this. And when I turn it back on, it looks like this. Yeah, that is very good. Okay, as for the game covers. Yeah, by default, these game covers look very pixelated. Like, you can hardly even see Mario's face on here. Does the shader do any difference to improve it? Yeah, it does. A little bit. Okay, I wasn't given a game in particular to try out, so I'll try all of them one by one. Okay, nice. I guess the difference is a little less noticeable here because there are little stuff that requires the use of dithering, I think. Actually, what do the pipes usually look like? Yeah, no, there is no dithering applied here. Okay. Still, it does look really, really interesting. Because I must say most of my tests I did prior were mainly centered around consoles um like the Sega Genesis or the Nintendo 64, and also a little bit of the Game Boy Advance. However, I think what I will do for the portable systems, since those rely on LCD screens, instead of using a CRT effect like here, I will rather experiment with like LCD shaders because Retroarch also has a lot of those. Anyways, Let me see if there is anything notable in this underground stage that gets improved by... Once again, not really, just makes the the assets pop out even more. Okay. In a way, you could say that the graphics here age a little better as opposed to something like games on the Genesis that relied on a bunch of techniques that, when put on a modern display, don't really display as they were intended. Okay. Okay, I think I think it's time that I move on to the next game in this collection, which is uh I think I can skip Lost Levels because it looks identical to Mario 1 anyway. Okay, nice. How does this look by default? Okay, once again, without the shader it still looks pretty good. So, no notable difference. Okay. Um, I think I could be wrong, but I think the crystal balls you get by defeating the bosses, like by defeating Birdo, try to use dithering. So I'll try to be observant of that. Okay. Okay, let's see if there is like a notable difference to be seen here. No, not really. Once again, not really. I I think I can keep the shader off until I see something that might cause a difference, because on systems like the N64 also, the effect is definitely, I would say, it has a really big influence on the output. Okay. Uh, let's see if I can do this. Okay, I guess not. No, 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 no. Okay. Now I'll turn the shader back on. Okay, let's see. Actually, let me see something. I don't remember what Birdo usually looks like. Okay. Okay. I guess Birdo does look slightly better with this on. Interesting. Okay, yeah. So I can see like a few white pixels in that there aren't really, yeah, there is no blending effect involved with the shader. Okay. I guess for Nintendo games aren't as reliant on them, so the presets doesn't have the pixel blending enabled. I guess a game that will be more interesting to try out will definitely be a game that uses uh uh a game like Donkey Kong Country that uses like those pre-rendered sprites. Pre-renders are usually very much improved by this. Okay, I think I can also check out Mario 3, even though I think once again not a huge difference is gonna be seen, but it's still worth exploring. I still do like the crispiness of it though. Yeah, like on these blocks you can see the dithering, but there is no blending, so the pixels are still separated. Actually, this is not the only Super Nintendo preset there is. I know there are some others, and I'm kinda curious, so I also checked them out. Okay, let's see. There is a preset for dirty, which I guess will make the image look dirtier. Yeah, it looks a little dirty. It looks like VHS quality now. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I suppose RF is gonna look even worse. Uh, wait, did I load it? Oh, yeah, the image looks kinda washed out. Surprisingly, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Kinda like it. And then the last one is RGB, which I'm not really sure what that means, but oh, even then, I don't think this ruins the image or anything. It just looks a little dirty, but somewhat less dirty than the preset that said dirty on it. I just re-enabled the default, I guess. Also, there is one that does curve the image like it tries to emulate the curvature on a CRT TV. So it's gonna look like this, which I'm kinda indifferent to. It's not really something uh, I need to have, but in this case it's also not super distracting, so it's fine. Okay, once again, I don't know if there is anything else of note to see here. Okay, I think I'm ready to move on to another game. Uh, I have Donkey Kong Country, so let's see how that fares. Oh, wait. Um, first I need to see the presets, of course, so I don't lose the settings. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let's see how Donkey Kong Country results in. Okay. Let me just turn on the shader temporarily to see how it usually looks. Yeah, Cracky Kong is looking a little pixelated without it. Yeah, it definitely looks better when it's turned on. I think I'll keep the curvature on actually, just to give people the indication that the shader is on. I suppose it's more noticeable this way. Okay, let's see. Do I remember how to play this? Or more accurately, do I remember what the levels are designed like? I guess either of both questions are like, I don't know. Okay. This also does look nice though, I do dig it. Oh, I never noticed that the stage stood knock time here. Because if I recall, yeah, this is the rainy stage, right? Yeah. Okay. Comparison time. Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely easier to see the pixelation on many of these assets that they're partially camouflaged when, oops, when the shader is on. Okay. Okay. Um, and then okay, so far I would definitely say for when it comes to SNES games, the shaders does because games see a slight improvement, but it's definitely not as huge as you will see on some other systems. Uh, no wait. Okay. Wait, I'll get that. Thank you. I forgot. Is the next stage the... No. Okay. So, I think I'll stop here. Let me see. Is there another SNES game that might be worth trying out? I'm not sure. I also don't have that many installed. I think I can give Kirby a try just to see how it fares. Okay. Still, this install looks pretty nice here, but I think it already did by default. Okay, title screen comparison. No, go back. Uh, okay, slightly pixelated with the CRT shader off. Yeah, it does look a little better. At least there is that. Oh yeah, I forgot there is stuff you need to unlock in this game. Um, yeah, I'll just do Spring Breeze. No. No. Okay. Okay, let's see. What does it look like? Okay, so in the case of this game, since this game does seem to use some assets that might be prone to pixelation, this I think this also does have in a similar way as Donkey Kong Country. Okay, just let me see. What does this area look like by default? Okay. So like on those light rays in the background, you can see like the very jagged edges, which I think if I turn this back on, oh, it's still there, but everything blends in a little better, I will say. Okay. Then, okay. Yes. Okay. Oh wait, let me see. What do these three usually look like? Once again, not bad other than the installation. And what about Wispy Woods? Okay. this is a random but sort of related fact, but recently I saw like that clip of a streamer rage quitting on like the final boss of Kirby Forgotten Land, and I thought it was really funny. I think it was the first instance of me seeing someone rage quitting at a Kirby game. Okay, let me just take a moment to compare the water. Okay, so by default it looks like this. And then what is on? Yeah, the blending is a little better. Not essential, but better. Okay, I think after this stage I might move on to another game, possibly another system. I think I already have a system in mind. Although if there are any requests that might show up by between then I'll be sure to check it out. We only gotten one request so far, but this we have gotten one. And fortunately, it was also a game already had in my library. Okay. Oh, it's you guys. Okay. For some reason I felt these platforms were like semi solid, but no, they're like fully passable. Okay. File comparison. Oh, it didn't even give me time. Okay, I'll compare this screen then. Okay, and shader on. I think what setting must be enabled to enable the pixel blending for leadering on. I don't really know how these work, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, time to move on to a different game. Um, actually, I think I have. Since I have Earthworm Jim both on SNES and Genesis, I'll try to compare the two of them just to see if the Genesis and the Nintendo presets are gonna show very different results. So let's see. So this is the Nintendo version of the game. Okay, so when I turn it off, what does this look like? Yes, as we have the habit of seeing, it's very similar but with less pixelation, which is good. Okay. And the dithering, it's still visible, sadly. Okay. I didn't even see the cow. I don't think I actually ever played Uno through this version of the game. Like, I always had it in my library, but I never saw a reason to play this version in particular. Because there is a lot about this version I don't really like. Wait, can I... Can I not jump up to... Oh wait, do I need to use these? No. I do know that lens flare effect in the background is not found in the Genesis version. Okay, I'll try doing stage 1 in both versions, and then I'll move on to a whole other system. Okay. Dog jumps here. Okay. Um, what? Oh, I see. Okay, and then... Wait, did I need to do particular? Yeah, I forgot. Oh wait, uh, please, no. Ah, he ran away. Okay. No, I need to be careful. Okay, let's see where I was before. Okay, it just restarts me here. Okay. I just try to beat this guy, and then I'll move on to the Genesis version since I'm gonna be doing a lot of the same stuff. There is no point in lingering here. Oh, okay. Yeah, very cool indeed. Okay, let's move on. So I'll unplug this and replug my other gamepad, hoping it let my... Yeah, okay, it let the controls are still set. Okay. Where is it? Here. Okay, but first I'll add back the curvature from the shader. So I'll go here and then clean. Alright, very cool. Okay, let's see if there is an example of dithering here. For instance, yeah, there is actually. The the letters on the title screen look a lot cleaner and stuff like blends in. I think it does look a little blurry, but that's no problem. Even here, it like tries to eliminate most of the dithering. Okay, that's very cool. Okay. Once again, I did not see that cow. Okay, and then okay, let's see. How much dithering does the game have by default? Oh, a lot of it. That skybox has a lot of dithering, but when I turn this back on, much of it is eliminated. Okay, that's great. Yeah, from this game I can definitely see many of the differences. Like, uh, Genesis games tend to rely more often on effects that required require pixel to blending together, and this shader helps with that. Whereas Super Nintendo games less often rely on those. So when they set the shaders for those, uh, they will try to compensate for for the pixel blending, so those pixels still remain like they were. Okay. I think after I download this game, uh, in case there is still no more requests coming in, I will try to move on to some 3D systems like the N64 or PS1 or Saturn. If all of that can be handled, of course. There is just that maybe on a streaming setting, a system like the Saturn might be too much to run. There is also the fact that I don't think I have uh, many Saturn games set up, just a handful. Okay. Um, what was even going on? I'm not sure how, but I had a much easier time with that in this version. Okay, well, I guess I'll also try this boss here. Oop. And then... Oop. Okay, nice. That made me think of another game that could have been worth exploring, but no, my mind was already set on fifth generation systems, so let's do that now. Wait, I do believe there is a Saturn preset, right? Because there is no point doing that if there is nothing. Okay, yeah, there is a Saturn set. Very cool. Well, like I said, I don't have that much Saturn stuff set up, so I guess I'll give Sonic Car a try if we can run during the stream. Wait, is there already a shader enabled? Uh, just let me re-enable it just to be sure. Okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like without, no, with the CRT shader on. What about off? It's another case where everything looks much pixelated without it. So having it on is definitely helps with image clarity. Also, believe I believe that on Southern emulators you can't really upscale the resolution, so that definitely doesn't help. Also, I seem to have a problem. For some reason, the D-pad isn't working, so give me a moment. I'll try to sort this out. I think I need to go on the emulator settings. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it fixed. So, okay. Okay, what does it look like by default? Okay, on this, I guess it's more of a matter uh of the jagged edges. All right. So I did already play this, and the game somewhat kept track. Okay. Oops. It filled my. So- Oops. I'm definitely not the most proficient person at this game because I didn't really play much of it, but still trying. Okay, let's go here this time. Yeah. Okay. If is there any difference to note here? Oh yeah, actually, the shadows. Here the shadows are like completely dithered, and I guess with this they are a little less so. I did hear that the Southern is a system that relied a lot on dithering for the transparency, so That's not super surprising. Okay. I'll just try this one more track and then I'll move on to another game. Does that water also use metering? Uh, I'll try to take a look on the Nest lab. Actually, is the shield also influenced by this? A little bit, not too much, but I can see that. Yeah. Okay, let's see this water right here. Okay, once again, not that much, just a little bit. Okay. I lost my shield because of the water? Really? Another great use of these shaders, I will also say, is that games don't look as distracting when emulating them at their native resolution, because I suspect this is like the native resolution of the Saturn, which is 240p, I believe, and it definitely helps to make it look less uh, distracting on the eyes. Okay. Because also again, I don't think the Retroarch core for Saturn allows for upscaling. Or at least I didn't look into it. Alright. Up next, what do I have? I have mostly 2D games in here. I guess I can give 3D Blast a quick look. And no, that's not really a free game. I think I reserved the 3D stuff for the other consoles like Dreamcast or PS1. Okay. I forgot to save the settings, so I'll go like here and here, here, then save this. Okay, perfect. It is somewhat unfortunate, however, that this causes a lot of compression and artifacting on the YouTube side, because I was maybe considering capturing more stuff with this method, but if the end result on YouTube isn't that great, then maybe I might reconsider. Anyways, I forgot this game has somewhat long loadings. Okay. Oh yeah, these loadings are really long. Anyways, let's see what the map usually looks like. Hmm. Yeah, in this case, its its goal is to remove the jaggies. Okay. Alright, so quick comparison. So these waterfalls also rely on dithering, and that's completely eliminated here. Nice. Okay. I don't even remember when was last time I played this version of the game. It's been pretty long. Okay. I'll definitely try to access the special stage, because that's the 3D portion of the game after all. So get into the cannon, please. Thank you. Up. Okay, Knuckles, bring me to the special stage. Okay, let's compare. Once again, it's a matter of the shadow being leadered, and then it ends up playing in properly. Okay. I'm not sure if there is anything else in this where differences can be noticed, though. Let's see if is there any significant difference here. No, not really. Okay. Go. All right. Does the emerald look any different? Once again, not really. It's mostly just the shadow that gets major improvement from the pixel blending. Oh, I forgot the loading times loading out of a special stage are really long. Okay, nothing I would note here. Yeah, this is a very long loading sequence. Okay. I guess I don't really have much else to see in this game, so I guess it's time to move on. Uh, I'll move on to PS1 games, so give me a second, I'll try to set it up for PS1. I need to change I need to change the controller, for instance. Oh, PS1 also believe I don't have that many video games installed. Maybe a few, but okay. Actually, quite a solid amount. I was Super Sponge. I'm kinda curious about that one. Anyways, I think I can try Spyro. For some reason, I feel like Spyro might be a good demonstration. Uh, hold on. I think I have some. Do I have missing files? No, I don't. Okay. I'll I'll go and and then I go on. Where is PlayStation? Yep. Alright. Okay. Once again, I don't know if on the stream it's giving a great result, but on my end, this does look uh, pretty nice, I will say, yeah. Okay, what does this usually look like? Oh, the sky is very desert, yeah. They just shooting Spyro 3? That wasn't the game I was meaning to yeah, I don't need to save a new game for this, so no worries. Okay, what does this usually look like? Oh, it's very watercolor looking like, I guess. It definitely does look nicer with this game. Okay. Oh, the castle in the background is like heavily glittered. Okay, I'll stop the comparison for now. This definitely does look better though. I have no idea how long this cutscene is, so I think I'll skip for now. I also don't think I ever played through the PS1 version of this game. Maybe this will give me the motivation to play through more PlayStation games.
Where are the eggs?
The
We found some of the eggs, but they were too heavy to carry back.
Other side of the world?
The Forgotten Worlds. Spyro, you'll have to go.
Yes, it's time to go. You're right. Yeah, I know. There is there is no autosave. Okay, let's see. Okay, very nice results. Also, keep in mind, I might be wrong, but I think this is like the PS1's native resolution. Let me check real quick, actually. I am not sure. Um, yeah, like it is the native resolution. And still, this is a pretty solid results in terms of video image, like the video output. Even though once again, on the stream itself, there is a lot of artifacting, so there is a very large grid that shows up, that shouldn't be there because I don't really see it. So
Hi, Spyro.
it's not super trustworthy. Okay, I think I'm done with this. Pretty cool overall. Uh, let's see Ridge Racer, how that looks like. Oh wait, I forgot to save the setting, so I need to reload it. Um, yeah, and then forget to save. Yeah, I guess I will imagine on the FMV there is not gonna be that large of a difference. Maybe. I don't know. Let me see actually. Obviously by default it does look a bit by default like the video quality isn't super high. So it just tries to hide the fact that the resolution actually does look a bit better. Because no matter what, I don't think increasing internal resolution of the emulator doesn't really improve the FMV that much. Anyways, let's move on to actual gameplay. Um, where should I go? Yeah, let's do time attack. Yeah. Um, I don't think I remember how to play this game. Well, let's see.
Three, two, one, go! Here we go! 3 laps to go.
Okay. I think it's starting to remember a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, I know. I'll try to improve. Yeah, there we go. I started to remember how to drift. Okay, let me just see what it looks like without the shader because I kind of forgot. Okay. Once again, there is like a good amount of dithering, and this help this helps hiding a lot of it. Yeah. Definitely for like early 3D games, this helps a lot. I also did notice that while I was, well, maybe on N64, stuff like visual blending doesn't help us much because games on the systems aren't as reliant on dithering, I think. At least I didn't notice much of it. So yeah. Okay. I just finished this lap and then try to move on to something else.
It's a new record. Okay, it's the final lap.
Alright. Let's see. Let's try some 2D games for now. Actually, hold on. There is something I need to change real quick. Where do I go? Okay, and then alright. Yeah, let's try Rayman to see how it goes. I don't need to rename the shader though, because what I did is that I changed it to a different core, so it didn't save my preset. Okay. maybe it would have been more interesting to check out the southern version of this game because I know that one has some cases of leadering, but I think there might be some interesting results to see here anyway. Uh, Here, for example, how does it usually look like? Not too different, but it's less jagged this way, so that's definitely an improvement. Also, I wonder if I should turn on the game audio a little bit. Okay, I turn it on just a little. Maybe somewhere. Because I didn't really want the game audio to obscure my mic. Actually, do I wanna? Yeah, I don't need to have an active session, so I'll go with no save. Okay, I'll try to do a comparison of this shot because it could be interesting. Yeah, a lot of jagged edges, and here everything appears a bit clearer. Actually, mm, yeah, somewhat, yeah. Okay, what do the actual levels look like though? Okay, not bad. They usually look like. I will say they still look good regardless, but since the shader tries to minimize the jaggies, it does still give a good result overall. Uh, what does the background here look like usually? Still not too bad. I guess on 2D games in this gen, there isn't as much to really take notice of. Okay, I just try to finish this level and move on to something else. What does this look like? Yeah, still not too bad in either case. I guess your stuff does blend in noticeably better though. Alright, I would definitely like to experience more PS1 games with this. Even though this is definitely not the game where it will make the biggest difference. Oops. Okay. I think that's the end of the level, right? Yeah, okay. Uh, I'll try one more PS1 game. Let's see. I don't have Crash 1 installed. I thought I did. Whatever. I'll try this then. Yep. Oh, it was turned back off again. Um, the interesting thing about this is there is like a CRT shader for GBA, even though I'm not really sure what it will do since the portal system. So that's kind of weird. But I guess there was a way to play GBA on a CRT if you had the Game Boy player on GameCube. So theoretically it was possible, but I'm not really sure what result it will give. Okay, let's see. Oops. Is there anything notable in the cutscene that changes?
Well, well. If it
Hmm.
isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome.
Okay, and then
I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I rather expect a written invitation would have been
not
turned
much,
down. I need
just
to
a
join
little
them.
bit, but
Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors.
it's
In
not
each
like
door
super
lies a
huge.
well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash.
Okay, what could be a good level to test stuff? Maybe this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, is there any noticeable difference in the way the water is rendered? No, not really, I wouldn't say so. Okay, try turning it back on, let's see. Okay, back on. I guess Crash himself tends to blend in a little better. Perhaps. Not sure. Avoid those. I don't think anything particular in the bonus, so I'll just skip those. Okay. Let's see. Any difference here? I guess these games really haven't aged that badly, though. Because a lot of the stuff I'm noticing here, it's not really a huge deal breaker or anything. Uh, I'll do one more. I'll do this one. Okay, let's see. Yes, let's go. Okay, after this, I think I'll test one more system, which is gonna be the Dreamcast and the few games I have for that, but and then I think that's gonna be the end of this session because it will almost have been 2 hours. Give me that, thank you. Does the spinning box look any different? I, the thing is, I feel like our 3D games on PS1, the dithering is everywhere, so I think most of the image ends up being affected. Also, hold up, I'll turn the game audio back down a little. Alright, that's the end of that. And now, yeah, I really don't have much for the Dreamcast. Still, it's still worth giving a shot. Um, so I'll try keeping it as the native resolution as always. So go here and restart. Before I turn on the shader though, I will see that there is like no visual bugs because I do know that this emulator tends to have some.
Select a character.
No. Okay, it does look fine. However, I feel like is the internal resolution right? I feel like the game is crisper than it should be. Um, Yeah, hold on. I have to disable some settings here. No. Okay, yeah. I'll just reset everything and then do this. And then restart. Actually, I don't think restart works. I think I just need to close this and then run it again. Okay, now I think it should be fine.
Select a file.
I don't really want everything to look too upscale, or else the shader effect is not gonna be as convincing. Okay, now I can go here and enable this. Yes. Wait, what happened? Why did my image turn? Oh, okay. All good.
Let's get him.
Once again, I really like how this looks. Yeah, this is nice. Wait. Yeah, I believe I can still access this. Yeah, okay. Oh, I forgot the game has Rumble. I was getting used to having systems where the games don't have Rumble support. Whoops. Give me that, yes. Okay, and then... No, go up there, yes. Okay. Let me see if there's any notable difference here. Not really. I guess by this point the main difference is just the jagged edges. You end up seeing less of those at lower resolutions. Which still is great. It's a really great thing. Whoa. Don't go off road. Okay. No, how? Okay. And then... Does it really benefit me of going faster here? Now I have less time to steer and get the objects. Oh, okay. Get that, get that, that. Yes. Hmm. What direction am I heading into here? Yeah, okay. And then over there is the end of the level, so yes, let's go.
Yes.
Why is his head turning like that?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, I think I'll try one more level before I end this. So I'll go here and
Let's get him.
Select a stage.
okay, what level should I be trying though? Yeah, let's just go with Emerald Coast. Okay, up, get that. Like, this really helps to not even make me notice the fact that I'm now at the native resolution. Because the problem when you try to upskill some of these games is that it's gonna upskill some things, but then other things are like not gonna be influenced by upskills. So it causes like this clash of things that might not be very pleasing overall. Where am I going? I'm going here. Okay. Okay. Go. Yes. Dolphins. Up.
Yes. Yeah, not bad.
Okay. Okay. That's nice.
Select a character.
Anyways, unless there is anyone else or something else that comes to mind, I think I'll end it here. So it was definitely a session where a lot of stuff was tested with very varying results. Overall, the results I will say they are good. I think they are an improvement, but how much an improvement it is, it really depends on the games and the systems. Like on a system like the Genesis, it really helps a lot blending the pixels together. and on 3 systems like the PS1, Dreamcast, or N64, which I didn't have time to test here. It also does help a lot. You know, some other cases like SNES, maybe a little less so. Anyways, yeah, it was definitely very interesting getting through all this. So yeah, I thank everyone that stopped by to watch, even though I do know that uh, YouTube introduced a bunch of artifacting on the image that's not supposed to be here, so I apologize for that. YouTube doesn't really like the output the shader gives very much, but that's okay. Anyways, yeah, I think I'll end it here. So again, thank you everyone, and I guess I'll see you when I upload my usual stuff next. Goodbye.